Hello everybody, I am Hoarder Gamer and this is Hoarder's Comic Flex. I hope you're all doing well. We have a show tonight. Like, you thought I was going to say like jam-packed or excellent, something like that, and I surprised you and I said, we're going to have a show. Just a show. I mean, I'm going to do my best to make it, jam-packed, exciting, awesome, but I don't want to, worry about people suing me because I set these high expectations. So I want to kind of avoid that. So I think it will be good. Very good. Anyway, we've got reviews tonight. We're going to talk about SDCC times 2. SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, announcements for the MCU, as well as some toys. Some toys that were announced at SDCC last weekend. And like the end of last week. It wasn't just the weekend, but... And then we are also going to look into our crystal ball, into the future, all the way to 1 week from today. That's right, an entire week away. What exciting, wondrous things are there? Well, right now, actually, mirror reverse. On that side, you get a little hint of what's coming up next week. But let's look at what came up today. Our first review today is Ant-Man. Look at that. Look how retro that is. And that is a perfect word to describe this book. Incredibly retro in the best way ever. So, I actually have to grab my copy here to sort of explain what this is. So, L. Ewing, one of my favorite writers currently at Marvel Comics, wanted to celebrate Tales to Astonish, which is the book where Ant-Man kind of, basically came from. So, what he did is he set this up into different eras of Ant-Man in this awesome, super retro style. And you're wondering how retro? Well, so retro that villains named Trago the Trumpeter and... I apologize, these are all just crazy names. Gerald Marsh, the Protector, who has a protection racket. How wild, right? And, Trago has his hypnotic horn. And just these ridiculous, 1950s, 1960s villains. Hey, Alaris. Hoarder flexes on VCR and flexes on the amazing Ant-Man. I guess I do. But yeah, this is a great book. And it is just so wonderful and fun. And I think this will be a classic trade. It's going to be a 4-issue series, so it's a mini-series. But I think once they trade it, it's going to be a classic. It reminds me of when I read the first issue of Rocket, which is a story of Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. And it was this awesome heist, 1930s noir thing that took place in outer space. It was a really good book. So, yeah, I like this a lot. And the villains have a goofy plan to, grab Ant-Man when he's at a date with his girlfriend at the movies. There's a scene where Ant-Man sneaks out of the movie, shrinks down to ant size, and calls all these other ants into a bucket of popcorn that this jerk guy who was ruining the movie is holding. It is just so... It's really good. It's really good. I definitely recommend Ant-Man 1. There's only 4 issues. So if you like Ant-Man 1, you'll probably want to get the others. And, it all just starts out with Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne going to a date at a movie theater. And it goes from there. I'm trying to think. I think there was one other amazing scene in here that's just ridiculous. Oh, man. The ants go and they spell help in order to get Janet Van Dyne's attention at the movie theater, and they misspell it. And Janet says, I guess English is not their first language. It's just... It makes you think of, Stan Lee writing it, right? It's really great. I definitely highly recommend it. And that was Ant-Man 1. That's actually the cover I got, too. I liked that cover. I thought it was really good. That is our first review. Our first review of the day. Now, we are going to talk about TV involving a couple shows I really like. There right now isn't a brand new show that started that's either Star Wars or MCU. Or anything quite like that. Not even something like The Boys that just started. Breaking Bad, one of my absolute favorite shows. Spin-off of it, Better Call Saul. And they had an amazing episode of Better Call Saul on Monday. It was so good. Basically, the entire episode was in black and white. And the reason for that is, spoilers, the black and white episodes take place close to current time. Or at least after the story arc of Breaking Bad is over. All the other episodes of Better Call Saul, which is all about the adventures of Saul Goodman, considered a shyster lawyer, and like the slippery slope that slipping Jimmy, that's another name for him, takes after the events, before and after the events of Breaking Bad, apparently. It used to be kind of like here and there'd be a black and white scene, and you knew he was working at a Cinnabon in a mall under an assumed name. And now these pieces are coming together because in a previous black and white scene, Jimmy needed to get a cab. A cab driver made him, realized who he was. And this episode was awesome. Carol Burnett guest starred, and it's all about this insane scheme that Jimmy is running even after the events of Breaking Bad. Like, he's still there. He's still there with the schemes. He's still there with the craziness, the plotting. All of it is still there. And you get to see Jimmy in his element. It's really a great episode. So that was awesome. And one of my favorite shows also, What We Do in the Shadows, a vampire mockumentary about vampires in Staten Island. And I brought this up last week too, because like this is like the only show right now besides Better Call Saul that like has new episodes that I kind of want to talk about. You know, we're kind of at a dead zone right now, right? Like Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, they're kind of in between, you know. Stranger Things ended, all of that. So, you know, and then other shows show up in the fall. Well, we're in July right now. We're not in October, November, you know, you're late September even. So we have what's on TV now. And What We Do in the Shadows was great. Colin Robinson, this great, wonderful character that lives off people's annoyance. He died recently, and out of his stomach came a miniature Colin Robinson. And it has been completely insane. One of the main characters, Naja, has opened up a vampire nightclub, based it on Blade. There are blood sprinklers. And her performance, or her performer, is a rapidly aging Colin Robinson, who right now is I guess around maybe 10, 11 years old or something like that, who's like doing songs that Shirley Temple would have done. It's really wild and bizarre and a lot of fun. And there's an amazing battle between Guillermo, who is the familiar of Nandor. And that was awesome. That battle is great. There might be very interesting repercussions of it. I guess we'll see next week. But yeah, that was really good. And there's a lot I didn't spoil, so it's a really cool show. I definitely recommend it. Now, we are going to talk about the MCU and San Diego Comic-Con and the awesome announcements that came out of that. First off, what didn't they announce? Like, it was completely mad. I was not expecting a quarter of what they announced. Like, I'm just sitting there like, I can't believe this is happening. But like in a good way. Not like in a bad way, you know. Not like, you know, the IRS or something like that. You know. That would be more like, I can't believe this is happening. That's what that would be like. Just so you know the difference between the two. Okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And there was some art that was shown, not final, that showed Kang, which is awesome. Jonathan Majors as Kang is going to just completely destroy. He's going to be amazing. Secret Invasion, which has star power I was not expecting. And sounds really, really cool. Guardians of the Galaxy,
I believe, is this volume 3 or is this the holiday special? Yeah, volume 3.
And it's basically the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy, or at least this lineup of them, based on what James Gunn has been saying. It sounds awesome. I love the first Guardians of the Galaxy movies, both of them. I think they're both great. I prefer the first one a little bit more than the second, but I think they're really good and some of my favorites in the MCU. Loki Season 2. Loki Season 1 was awesome. Introduced us to Kang. Very much looking forward to it. One of my crazy theories, and I doubt it's going to pan out because I don't know if they'll be available, is that Scarlet Witch would be like imprisoned by the TVA. So like in Doctor Strange, instead of getting crushed at the last moment, she's teleported to the TVA for being a deviant or for doing deviant things, disrupting the timeline. Okay, then there's Blade. Oscar winner, Mahershala Ali, everybody. Mahershala Ali. Misplaced, how you doing? Misplaced, are you looking forward to Blade? I'm incredibly looking forward to Blade. Because you have, again, Oscar winner for Moonlight. MCU on the brain, people. Oscar winner for Moonlight, Mahershala Ali, is Blade. And I feel that's going to be awesome. And it will probably bring us into the Midnight Suns. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Oh, he's Blade. Mahershala Ali is actually Blade in Blade.
Then we have Agatha and the Coven of Chaos. No longer the House of Harkness, now the Coven of Chaos, which I think is a better title, actually. Also, House of Harkness makes it sound like it's all about that family over the course of many years. And I feel this is going to be more about Agatha than her, family. Captain America, New World Order. Sam as Captain America should be awesome. And that comes out all the way in May of 2024. That's one of the craziest things. So, like, Quantumania, February of next year, 2023. Then we go all the way to May 2024, Captain America, New World Order. Okay? Then there's Thunderbolts. And I have no idea how they're going to do that. The excitement of Thunderbolts was it was a new team in Marvel Comics. And, like, they were superheroes doing the superhero thing, but they all had, like, helmets and masks and stuff. You couldn't see who they were. And then all of a sudden, some things start going a little bit weird, and you're like, what's going on here? And there's this great moment where they all take their masks off, and they're all well-known villains in the Marvel Universe. Now, I don't know if Thunderbolts is going to do that. I have no idea. But yeah, that was the excitement of that comic book when it came out. VCR got flexed on. Well, not exactly a direct flex. Like, I started this in wonderful stream with a flex. So, How you doing, Mike? Daredevil, Born Again. 18 freaking episodes, everybody, of Daredevil. 18. Ironheart, The Marvels. Ironheart should be awesome, and Riri is in Wakanda Forever trailer, the Wakanda Forever trailer, so that's really cool. The Marvels is probably going to take that cliffhanger with Miss Marvel and explain it. What's really cool about that cliffhanger is it's kind of like a scene that occurs in the comic, but it seems like they're turning it on its head because it doesn't seem like it's Miss Marvel that just became someone else. It seems they switched. Because from the reaction of that other person, it really feels like they did a switcheroo. Echo, that's summer of 2023, and Secret Invasion, which I mentioned earlier, is spring of 2023. But that wasn't enough. That was not enough, everybody. They were like, yeah, that's phase 5. How about phase 6? How about Phase 6? So, November 2024.
The Fantastic Four.
The Fantastic Four, November of 2024. And there's a number of openings without titles. They're just giving us a few in Phase 6 to kind of like whet our appetite. I love this title, Avengers, the Kang Dynasty.
2025.
May of 2025. And then Avengers Secret Wars all the way at November 7th, 2025.
We're in 2022 right now, everybody. I'm sure you all know that, you know. Unless you were in a coma or you're a time traveler, then you might be a little hazy on what year we're in. But, like, they went 3 years into the future to tell us what is coming to the MCU. Like, I would have been happy with half of Phase 5, yet alone the entirety of Phase 5, and then, you know, tasty morsels of Phase 6. I am not a Kang variant. I am not. But man, is anyone else excited? What shows or movies are you more excited for, everybody? I'm interested in hearing. Yeah, I could not believe everything they announced for MCU. And then DC is like, we've got Black Adam and Shazam. Don't get me wrong, I think those could be awesome, and I really like the first Shazam. So if there's anything I think for sure is probably going to be good, it's Shazam 2. I'm going to definitely see Black Adam, but it's not like one of my favorite characters. To be honest with you, even Shazam isn't, but the way they did it for the movie was really good. X-Men 92. X-Men 97, right? The animated one?
That's not technically MCU, though, so I don't think they listed it on this. I think it's 97.
X-Men 92, I think, is the comic book. I'm trying to remember now. But yes, that's going to be awesome. And didn't it get a second season already? Didn't the new X-Men cartoon, before it's even aired, get another season? I thought it did. Shazam is a fun family movie and also brings to mind things from the 80s like Ghostbusters and Gremlins. I very much liked it. Let's see here. No one has mentioned anything about any MCU stuff. She-Hulk. I'm very much looking forward to She-Hulk. And that might be a segue. That might just be a segue right here. Because I see no one else has anything to say about MCU. Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk, Marvel Legends action figure. Now, this is in the same series that Moon Knight and the Moon Knight with the suit, Mr. Knight. Same series those figures are coming out in, so it should be March of next year. So it looks like March of next year for the She-Hulk action figure. I think it looks really good. I couldn't have a whole, ton of photos to show because there's other things I do want to show right now. But I think this is a good one, especially for the facial sculpt. And you're probably thinking the actual toy won't look that good. The Jane Foster, based on Natalie Portman, looked amazing. So it could actually look this good. Now, from different angles, it looks better with the articulation. Because right here, it looks kind of off. But I've seen it at different angles, this action figure, and it looks really good. Like, it looks much better than it does here in this picture. But this, again, a great depiction of Tatiana Maslany as She-Hulk. So, I'm very excited for that show. Also, it's going to break the fourth wall, everybody. So that's going to be fun. I like things that break the fourth wall. Next up, we have Wakanda Forever. Wakanda Forever, everybody. Namor. Prince freaking Namor in the MCU right there. Okoye and Nakia. Now, look at Nakia's outfit. I would not be surprised if with some small alterations, Nakia becomes the new Black Panther. From what I've heard, it will not be Shuri. I don't know for sure. That wasn't meant to be a pun, but I don't know for sure. But based on this image right here, I could totally see that being altered and being the new Black Panther outfit. So, I think these look really great. There's also the actor who played Tim from The Office, whose name, not Jim, we're talking about the British Office now, people. Tim from The Office, who was in the original Black Panther, he's getting a figure too. Shuri has to be queen. Yes, I could totally see that because I believe that's what they're doing with the comic book right now. The comic book has been crazy, everybody. Basically, T'Challa kept a massive secret about sleeper cell agents that were embedded all over the world in case, you know, we went, like, war happened. I was going to say a certain word that I really cannot say. The crap. We'll say the crap. If the crap went down. These agents were embedded in case the crap went down and they could act. Well, T'Challa didn't tell the Avengers about this. And T'Challa didn't tell the X-Men about this. Not even Storm. So, I believe they're called the Hatut Karaz. They are out to kill T'Challa. And they're trying to build up political connections to take over that entire world. So it's been pretty cool. Shuri has to be queen. Yes, $24.99. I don't know if pre-orders are available yet, though. But those will be like around the movie, so they'll be available to purchase in like November. Yeah, D23 will have more things, so that'll be cool. You might be able to get the figures as cheap as $19.99. It's hard to say exactly. Allosaurus, it's good to see you. Did I notice in the trailer Black Panther's mom said her entire family is dead, almost sounding like shit? I don't know if that's what she means, and I don't know that they would want to have such a big spoiler in the first trailer. But Angela Bassett was awesome in that trailer. I don't think those will be too bad to get. Like, you can still get the Thor Love and Thunder action figures for them, as far as I know. Like, they're not always available at Amazon and everywhere, but, like, they're still available. They're still, like, shipping, and, like, they'll still get more in. Those shouldn't be too bad. I do think the Nakia with the mask, or the helmet and everything else, that's going to be a hot figure. I do think that. But I think you'll be able to get it. Okay. Another Hot Toys action figure. And instead of listing a price, it just says an arm, one arm, and one leg. Because it's Hot Toys, and they are not cheap. But here's Darth Vader from Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Disney Plus series. Look at the insane detail. The multiple heads. LED powered lightsaber, everybody. Now, I don't think the price is out yet, but I'm going to guess between $250 and $300, because that's usually what these are. Now, with all the armor and everything, he might be more like $4. I don't know, but they really are cool to look at, and I definitely wanted to show this off. Darth Revan or Darth Malgus. To do really good Vader cosplay, it's incredibly expensive. Incredibly. Like, the really nice helmet, I want to say, is like $200 or $300 or something like that. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. Look at all the stuff he comes with. Oh, this is neat. Interchangeable control panel. There's a damaged one right there. Rolling eyeballs. They have rolling glass eyeballs inside these figures' heads. It looks like multiple capes too, because this one looks unblemished, and this one has like the tear or whatever right in the back of it. Multiple hands or gloved hands. An LED light up base for the figure. So, yeah, these are great, but they're gonna cost you. Again, one arm, one leg. And now, the thing I was most excited about in the world of toys at San Diego Comic-Con. Feast your eyes on this lunatic. Literally. Because he was created with the minds of all like the worst terrible people in history, like the Genghis Khan and all like the dictators and rulers. Serpentor. I give you the Cobra Emperor, Serpentor. I feel he needs to be bigger. Okay. There is the air chariot. Okay? And there is Serpentor. And I've seen a number of awesome pictures of this. There's accessories. It looks amazing. This, however, is an exclusive for PulseCon. Meaning that you have to purchase it at the Hasbro website. And there's going to have like an early access for members of PulseCon, or members of Pulse. And then after that, you have a slim chance of possibly getting one if you're not part of Pulse. But I absolutely love this thing. I think this is great. No, I'm not hinting for my birthday, but I like this very much. I was very lucky. I was able to get in an order for Dr. Mindbender. That was the SDCC available figure that came out for G.I. Joe Classified. And it comes with like a severed arm and a brain and like giant displays to put those in so he can do experiments or something. And apparently he's a former dentist. But what's really wild is he's like one of the most absolute jacked of the G.I. Joe Classified figures. Like they may have actually used a different mold for him or sculpt because he looks like more jacked than anyone in the series. It's really crazy. But yeah, Serpentor, everybody. I have no idea how much this is going to be. Because what you're seeing here, this is a 6-inch action figure with accessories. Then there's this huge thing. And plastic is no longer cheap. So, yeah, I have no idea. No idea. These figures retail between $19.99 and $24.99. The figures alone. And they'll have a couple accessories. Well, a few. But yeah, I'm not sure about this thing. And I'm going to put him away. Was there any toys or anything announced that you were excited for, everybody, at SDCC? There were a lot of awesome things. I couldn't really go into all of them. So I picked like 3 or 4. What comics did I already do? I did a review of Ant-Man 1. It was really good, incredibly retro, and just a joy to read. Like, no joke. It was so good. Brought to mind Stan Lee. I quite liked it. Next up, everybody, we are going to take a trip into the future. All the way to 1 week from today. This is where we look at comic books that come up next week. Not today, but next week. Baby Grogu, 10,000. That's insane. That price is absolutely insane. New Avatar Airbender. This right here, everybody, is one of the best X-Men comic books out right now. Immortal X-Men. Every issue has taken a character and had them reveal their thoughts, how they think things are going for the X-Men, their hopes and dreams, and it uses those as a bookend of each issue as it furthers the story of terrible things that Mr. Sinister is doing and control of, I believe it's called the Quiet Council. There's an Autumn Council, a Quiet Council, and I think it's the Quiet Council here. But like, this book has been great. I absolutely love it. And it is written by Kieran Gillen, one of the best comic book writers. So yeah, Immortal X-Men's awesome. Also, X-Men Red, new issue of that comes out next week as well. That's the same writer of Ant-Man. The same person who wrote Ant-Man 1 that I reviewed today. So there's at least two X books coming out next week. But there's that one right there. Dave Body, how are you doing? Fine. I'm here as promised. So this isn't the point where I say, little late, huh, Dave? Little late. Dave, I'm glad to see you here. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Shh. I appreciate that too, Jasper. Thank you. Okay. Now, I'm gonna... Hold on. First off, hey DC, what are you doing? You did not update your website 1 week away from when the new comics are coming out. It's usually updated like 2 weeks ahead almost. But for some reason it wasn't. I couldn't even get this picture on the DC Comics website. But this is Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood. So Batman White Knight is this crazy story about the Joker and Batman and like alternate things that happen, and it was really good. Well, Batman Beyond the White Knight is a series I'm reading currently, which is a mix between the Batman Beyond cartoon series and the White Knight Batman world created in Batman White Knight. Okay? This is a spin-off of only 2 issues, Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood, and this is number 1. And this basically, I believe, takes place in the Beyond universe. Because it looks pretty futuristic if you're looking at this picture. Although, hard to say because that's what Joker looks like in the original series. So, not exactly sure. But I think this will be pretty awesome. And I don't even know if that's Jason Todd anymore. I don't know. I think it is. I don't know. would be here sooner, but I see there's still no red carpet for. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, I wish I had a better picture to show you than this one. But again, for whatever reason, DC Comics did not have their release calendar up for next week. They had this week, but not next week. So couldn't do much there. Now I'm going to do something absurd and ridiculous and explain it after I'm done. Thank you for beating a friend, tripping down the road and back again. Your heart is true and it's about to stop beating. That was an insane version of Golden Girls theme song. Thank you for being a friend that I was doing, because this comic is absolutely insane. Golden Rage from Image Comics. This is a cross between, I kid you not, The Golden Girls and Fight Club. I believe it's a 5-issue limited series. And look at that cover. How insane is that? I don't know where to begin with this. The other one has like bloody fists and a bracelet, a medical bracelet, but on it says grandma on it. That's the alternate cover. Oh, this stream, basically Doom Squad Gaming has been kind enough to let me borrow the channel. And it's shows between a half hour to an hour, and it's every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central. It has been probably about 10 episodes, maybe 12. Could be less than that. Could be more like 8. Hard for me to say exactly. It's been over the course of the last 3 or 4 months. But yeah, Golden Rage. I'm very interested in reading this. It's one of the most original ideas I've heard of for a comic book. I mean, who really says Fight Club meets Golden Girls, you know? You know, I mean, really. But yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. Now, everybody, before we start heading towards the end of this amazing action-packed chapter, I'm going to prime the pump. Again, I'm not playing a giant ghost piano. I'm priming the pump to see what other comics you're interested in having me talk about or review. Comic books you've enjoyed recently. Let me know. Let me know. And now, as the pump has been primed, we are going to have our second review, our final review of the evening, or whatever time you watch this. May not be evening. Batman Detective Comics 1062. Wow. 1,062 issues of Batman Detective Comics. Now, you're probably wondering, why is this random issue important? Ram V is currently one of the hottest writers in comics and just took over Detective Comics with this issue. And this whole series is a gothic opera. It's already introduced interesting villains. Creepy, a bit of a shades of like Order of Dumas or Court of Owls feel, but not quite. And they sent their son to Gotham, which can't be good. Plus, Bruce faced off against this terrifying monster that might have been singing something. And the music it was singing may have affected Bruce, almost causing a heart attack. Plus, this creature was able to basically just punch through Batman's outfit, his armor. I'm very excited. I'm very intrigued. There's like a mystery that starts with this, and it seems the intro of a new villain or group of villains. I thought Detective Comics 1062 was really good. Now, it's not as incredibly flashy as I thought it might be, but it's one of those things where I was done reading it and I was like, oh, wait a minute. That means this. Oh, wait a minute. This means that. You know, it's one of those things. And it's really good. It's really good. I like Wizard Magazine. Have you heard about the rumor of Hayden Christensen playing Green Arrow? I have not. I have not heard that rumor. TV or DCEU? That'd be pretty wild to do another series so soon after Arrow ended. So I'm guessing movies. And then Cy Spurrier, he writes a shorter book or shorter story after this main one, and it's all about Commissioner Gordon trying to help a prostitute get a hold of her son. And her son was dealing drugs and he's disappeared. And putting the pieces together, Gordon goes basically off duty to Arkham Asylum where he believes he'll find the boy, and he does. And I believe it's called The Boy of Madness is the next chapter of that part. So when you buy Detective Comics right now, you'll get the main story and then part of this Gordon story. So you get both. Now they are charging a bit more. Instead of $3.99, I believe it's $4.99, or if you go with the better cover, it's $5.99. But I like both stories, and Cy Spurrier is a well-known comic writer as well. I think Cy is doing maybe Legions of X for Marvel. The X-Men book Legions of X, I think, is him. Let's see here. Weird casting, but could work. Yeah, I mean, he's a good actor. I mean, I kind of feel bad for Hayden Christensen, right? Because, like, he took the Star Wars gig, which of us would not, okay? And he even went so far with Revenge of the Sith to lower his voice by, like, 1 or 2 octaves to play a slightly older version of Anakin. You know, I mean, and it was like... that happened, people had, at that point, a lot of hate and animosity towards those prequels. Right now, a lot of people are saying they love those prequels. It wasn't like that then. Phantom Menace, well, for me, Phantom Menace is my least favorite Star Wars movie. I don't completely hate it, but it's my least favorite. Even more so than 9. There's just too much that's, I don't know. Hard for me to put in words. But yeah, are there any comic books you want me to check out? Also, Sunday is the name of the book. Ice Cream Man Sunday. It's a collection of the Ice Cream Man comic book, the first 13 issues or 12 issues, I believe. That's supposed to come out next week. So that's going to be really cool. If you like Twilight Zone, it's an awesome horror anthology. One of the best I've read in years. All about a creepy ice cream man who keeps showing up at the most inopportune and odd places. I love Revenge of the Sith. Not my favorite. My favorite is Empire Strikes Back. My 2 favorites are Empire Strikes Back and A New Hope. Those are my 2 favorites. Okay, everybody, I do not see any suggestions or anything like that. So I'm going to start bringing the show to a close. I'm going to be reading Was it Golden Ram? What was it? Golden Violence? What was the name of that book again? Hold on here. See if I can find it. I keep pushing these things around. Okay. Well, the Golden Girls meets Fight Club, I will review that next week. I feel I have to. I feel I can't talk about something like that, attempt to explain it, do a bit of a song for it, and not review it. So I'll definitely be reviewing that. And there's a very strong chance I'll review Batman Beyond the White Knight, Red Hood, Volume 1, or Chapter 1. That probably as well. The Golden one for sure. The Golden Girls meets Fight Club for sure. But a very good chance in the other one. Comics with Greek mythology. I have a comic with like every kind of mythology that's getting an awesome Netflix series, Sandman. Sandman has quite a bit of Greek mythology actually in it. The Furies are really important to the whole entire story arc actually. But yeah, if you like Greek mythology, I would definitely check out Sandman. Basically, it's the personifications of, let me try to do this, I'll attempt it, dream, delirium, death, desire, destruction, despair, destiny. I think I got them all. And basically, dream is imprisoned because the person, like a devil worshiper named Roderick Burgess, is trying to get a hold of death. He's trying to ensnare death. He screws up and he ensnares dream. And because of that, all these people like start losing it. His nightmare called the Corinthian gets loose. It's just really bad. And now Dream has to find his sand, his helm, and his ruby. Those three things are basically what give him his power and ability. Or at least the strength behind the power and abilities. But yeah, Sandman's amazing. I highly recommend that. And certain runs, Jasper, of Wonder Woman. Certain runs of Wonder Woman. Man, there was a Wonder Woman New 52 series. I think it was Brian Azzarello. That was really good. The stuff with Ares. Oh, Ares is also the main villain in Punisher right now. That's been interesting. And he has like soldiers that dress like centurions. Also, if you like the God of War game series, they put out a few comic books for that too. In the comics, Thor goes against Hercules as well, so that happens. Yeah, I can't think of any, like, current, though, Greek mythology books. Oh, which one's what? I don't know the exact name of the series or anything. Or the run of when that happened. But everybody, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to thank Doomkiller HD for letting me use the Doom Squad Gaming YouTube channel. Thank you, Doom. I like how you wrote that with the exclamation points. It's okay. I will find it. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching Hoarder's Comic Flex. And I'll be back next week at 8 p.m. Central. And hope to see you there. If you enjoy the show, tell others. Also, like, yeah, if anyone wants to see it, they can watch it like at their leisure. You know, it's on YouTube anytime. And yes, tomorrow I'll be doing God of War on my stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/Hoarder Gamer, and I'll be doing God of War. I should preface this: 2018, God of War 2018. I haven't finished it. I'll be starting it brand new, and I wanted to start it and finish it in plenty of time for the new one. I don't like to be rushed, but I definitely wanted to finish this before Ragnarok comes out in November. I believe it's November. But everybody, thank you very much and have a great night. Or great whenever time you watch this. Thank you. Bye-bye.